Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about building a farm on your site. We're going to be going around this farm here in Washington State, showing you guys how we set this one up, and give you guys an idea of how you can build your farm on your property. Maybe you have agriculture, commercial, heavy industrial. Maybe you're located in a different state, not Washington. So let's say Nevada, somewhere out in the heat out there. Maybe in Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. A lot of power out there. If you want to build a farm, we can help you do that at cryptollc.org. And before we get started, let me go over some of the other things we offer at Crypto LLC. So we help our clients build farms. We also sell miners. We have great pricing for miners. You want to buy yourselves an S19Ks, J Pros, 21s. We also allow our clients to host with us in low power mode. If you want to host with us while you build out your farm. What I mean by that is like this. Let's say you have agricultural property, you want to build a farm, and then you get in contact with us and we say, hey, for this site, this location, your build out time is 6 months. If you don't want to wait around 6 months and not have any miners, you can actually buy miners and host with us. We have hosting at 7.5 cents. To sign a special contract where your hosting expires or ends right when your mining farm is complete. So right when you're ready to receive the miners, your hosting contract is then is ended. So they would take your miners and we just ship them out to your newly built farm. So you can not only build out your farm, you can buy miners now, host them with us until your farm is complete, and then we transfer them to you. And that's what we do here for our clients at Crypto LLC. Now you can host low power mode with us, like I said. You can host any of the miners in low power mode, S19Ks, J Pros, S21s, pros, non-pros, Canon miners, whatever miner out there, we can help with hosting while you build out your farm. All right, before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth. We all know that. It saves your wealth. No one can print Bitcoins. No one can print those coins for you. The federal government is not going to print them. No government can take them. If you are holding them on your private wallet, your offline wallet, not on an exchange, no one can touch them. They are yours. You are protected. So Bitcoin does that for you. Jesus Christ saves your soul. So you got to have one and the other. Only one name can save your soul, and that would be Jesus. All right, let's get started. So, talking about building a farm. As you can see here, this farm is rocking and rolling, 2.2 megawatts, got the transformer here. It is rolling hard, fully loaded. Right now it's about 70 degrees outside, pretty warm. Miners are nice and cool. They're all running in low power mode. They have great airflow. You can see our filtration system. Perfect. Beautiful. Working on some things here. One of the techs. Well, you can see. Beautiful. Clean. Beautiful miners. All of these miners are bought, used. You can see how perfect they are. How beautiful they are. Just take a look. Look at these guys. All S19J Pros. 104 terahash. Great miners. Run great. Now, if you want to go for Ks, you can do that, or S21s, you know, depending on your budget. Our clients went with J Pros. They run great in low power mode, get 23 efficiency in low power mode, which is really good. That's close to a K, or some of them even get less than a K. So that's very good. You know, not spending your money on Ks, you can get basically 2 S19J Pros for the price of a K, which is great. But yeah, so we're talking about building your farm. So you can see here, this farm, this was a commercial property. It still is a commercial property. There is a commercial building right over there where my finger is. There's a commercial building there. It used to be a restaurant, and that has been shut down since some time ago, a couple of years ago. The client we were working with bought this property, and then we started building a farm here. We went with the city, or the L&I, worked through everything, got our transformer here, also bought New transformer, 2.2 megawatts. We got the power coming in from the power lines up there. See that? We had to bring that pole in, have a disconnect on that pole. See the 3 phases right there on that power line. Have a light installed, camera right there. See that camera on the pole? By the way, we have cameras on all containers, inside and outside. We see everything. We have an alarm system here. Auto dial police department if we don't answer. So if anyone breaks into the container, we get an auto dial. By the way, since we've been mining and working with Bitcoin for the past 8 years, 7, 8 years, since Bitcoin was $300, we never had a break-in. No one ever tried anything, so it's pretty safe. And you can see that some of the safety features we have at this farm. We have rebar that is welded on. You see it right here. It's welded onto the container. And all sides. The doors are really, really thick metal, so it's basically impossible to get through those doors. And they have a lock. So that's all we can do, or what we will do, obviously, for your farm if you're looking to build something like this. Been doing this for a long time, so we know what works, and this works great. Also have a fence all around the perimeter of the farm, barbed wire fence, again, for protection. So the process of doing a farm is, first, you need to find a great place to build your farm. And you start off not by where you're located, right? If you're in California, we can automatically say, that's not gonna work. California has very expensive electric rates. That's not gonna work. But if you have property in Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, you have property in Washington, you have property in Canada, you have property in some other country out there where you know the rate is good. You have a good rate. That's where we start from. Once we have a good rate, we're gonna start working on a PPA, power purchase agreement with the power company. We need the power company to guarantee us the rate. So not only can you just want to ask for a rate, you need to have it guaranteed, you need to have it signed. You need to have the power company say, yes, we will give you 5 megawatts, 10 megawatts, 1 megawatt even, something small like 1. We'll give you that, you know, for a certain amount of time and a certain capacity and so on. You need to have that on paper. So we can help you do that when we start looking for that farm. Once we have that, we need to have the county or the city approve a data center. Some counties and cities don't care, some do. Some counties and cities want you to have your data center on heavy industrial or only on commercial or up. So commercial, heavy industrial, things like that. They don't want it on agriculture. Some counties don't care. You might need to rezone your parcel to allow a data center. So those are things you have to consider. And those are the things we work with our clients to make sure that once we start building out the farm, it will be built, it will be complete, and you can start mining away, and you will have that great rate. You know, the rate of, let's say, 6 cents, 5 cents, even like 4 cents. Sometimes you can get 4 cents, which is really, really nice, but obviously a lot harder to do, but we know where to look. So if you want to find those areas that have 4, 5, 6 cents, you contact us at cryptollc.org. Not only that, but you need to have great internet connection as well. So if you do not have Comcast or, you know, fiber or something like that out there, that's not like in terms of speed, but in terms of reliability, you need to have the internet just work nonstop. This is our Comcast little bucket here. You take it out, that's how they pulled it through. And then our Comcast goes to that container. And then those white pipes, see those white pipes, the little ones outside of the container? Those are bringing that Ethernet connection from this container to this container, and then from this container to that container. That's how we connected all these containers with internet. So you gotta make sure you have internet. So if you don't have that, the other option is to go with satellite, which is still possible. You're not gonna have, you know, the best connection, but it will work. And you can have satellite, because such as Starlink, or what was that other satellite company? I forget the name of it. Is it like Exos or Huos or something like that? Some other satellite company out there that offers internet services. So you can have that. So it's not a deal breaker, If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to build a farm, you have a couple of megawatts or 5-10 megawatts there, you want to build like a little farm, but you don't have fiber or Comcast, you can still do satellite. It will work, by the way, but you will not have the best connectivity. You will lose a couple percentages in profits. So instead of having, let's say this farm here is 2.2 megawatts, let's say we're 100% efficient with internet, which we are pretty much. So we have 100% uptime. For your farm, you might have 98, 97. So you might lose a couple percentage points in profits, but it's still doable. Got to keep that in mind when you're going with satellite. And let's see, what else do you need to know about building a farm? Oh, you need to know that when you build a farm, you have to think through the strategy of buying miners. So when you start your farm, usually it takes 6 months to build it. So you got to start thinking, like, what are you going to do? When are you going to buy the miners? Are you going to buy the miners now? Or are you going to buy the miners when the farm is complete? It takes 6 months to build. What's the Bitcoin price going to be? Because here's a scenario that can happen. Let's say you build out your farm now, right? You started building it. You did not buy any miners. You said to yourself, I'll buy them when the farm is complete. Okay, let's take the scenario. If when the farm is complete, Bitcoin is at $200,000, let's say, or even like 150 or maybe 120, the price of miners will be double. Okay, they'll be double for sure. They'll be double or triple, and if Bitcoin goes to 200,000, they'll be triple, quadruple. So instead of paying for a used S19J Pro, you know, depending on, we haven't checked the prices, by the way, for a couple of weeks here for those J Pros. A lot of our clients, they want Ks or something else out there. After the difficulty adjustment, you know, they're looking at high power mode and they're thinking about maybe going with Ks. But still, if you get Js now, the J Pros will go up, you know, 4x if Bitcoin is at 120, 150, 200, and so on. They can go up 4x. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, if you say, you know what, I'm going to take the risk, and you do take the risk, and nothing happens, you're fine, right? Your miners still cost about the same. Maybe they'll be a little bit cheaper. Maybe they'll be 10, 20% cheaper. Great, you got a better deal. But that's the risk you got to take. Otherwise, you're risking overpaying for the miners. So you don't want to do that. So one of the solutions we have, or we offer for our clients, is when you're building out your farm, you can host with us. So we have hosting available. This farm is full, but we do have hosting available at our New York site. We got 5 megawatts available for hosting there at 7.5 cents. So you can host with us, and then once your farm is complete, we will transfer your miners over to your new farm. So the contract will end for hosting right when your farm is complete. So you don't have to worry about continuing to host with us. As soon as you're ready to plug in your miners at your farm, the hosting will automatically end, and we'll just transfer them over. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's a decision our clients make. Do you want to risk it, or you don't want to risk it? Our clients here, they did not want to risk it. They went and bought miners, and we're hosting with them, and we're looking for a farm for them to eventually take some of their miners, or not some, all of their miners out of here and go to their new farm. We have a client that's hosting, let's see, about 220 miners with us in low power mode. And as soon as his farm is complete, which it will be in about 3-4 months, he's going to transfer those out of here. So that's something that you can do with us here at Crypto LLC. So yeah, got to keep that in mind. So those are things we talk with our clients. We offer our clients, like, what do you want to do? And a lot of times buying cheaper miners makes more sense. You know, if you get like a K, yes, it's more efficient. Yes, it's, you know, you can get 23 watts terahash on the case. But if you're overpaying, you know, if the price of 1K is twice as much as a J Pro or 3 times as much as a J Pro, then it's better to just look at J Pros and be like, you know what, I'd rather get 2 of those J Pros for the price of 1K. You know, or if you want to go the other way and be like, you know what, there are S21s and then there's Ks. And you're thinking, maybe I should get the Ks rather than the S21s because I can run the Ks in low power mode and I'll be close to the S21. So those are various things you have to keep in mind when you're buying miners is it might make more sense to just get Ks rather than S21s, or get J Pros rather than Ks. You know, but if your budget allows it, then obviously, if you don't mind, if you don't want to take the risk and you have a lot of money and you just want to go with the safe bet, then get the newest miner, just get that and you'll be fine. So those are S21s Pros. But not everyone can do that, obviously. So we allow our clients to run them low power mode at our farms, and we advise our clients on what to get. Also, has an impact on what the electric rate is. The electric rate will have a direct impact on what type of miner you will go with, or what we will recommend. You know, if your electric rate is really, really low, let's say you're hosting your miners somewhere out in Africa where the electric rate is like really low, then at that point, it'll be a great idea to go with S19s, not even the J Pro, just get an S19. Get those really, really cheap and run them in full blast. Don't even run them in low power, but run them in full blast, because you're hosting them somewhere out in Africa. You know, obviously it's a higher risk because it's not in the United States, it's not in you know, a safer country like in Europe or United States or Canada. But somewhere out in Africa, it's less safe in terms of investment. So for those reasons, you might consider to just go with an S19 and just host it out there. So yeah, by the way, if you're looking for that, we do have that available as well. We have a mining facility, or a partner facility we're working with out in Ethiopia. So if you're looking to host miners out there, we do have that available as well, and it is cheaper than 7.5. So you can contact us on our Telegram if you want to host with us. But one of the things about the Ethiopian site is the minimum hosting is 1 megawatt. So if you want to host with us, it's going to be at least a megawatt. Now, if you want to partner up with someone and then host a meg, that works as well. But otherwise, it's minimum hosting 1 megawatt. All right, well, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys like it. And until next time, goodbye.